when we have the media being a horrible example, especially for young people, and just lying to our face consistently, no wonder that we wonder what it actually means to be a good person anymore. And we can see this in a story again about Sound of Freedom, the movie that was made by Angel Studios, which is I'll put in air quotes, a Christian company, because it's probably more adequately classified as a Mormon company. But nonetheless, Angel Studios, the home of The Chosen, is also the home of the groundbreaking and record-breaking film Sound of Freedom that has now exceeded 10 times its original budget in gross at the box office. Now, Sound of Freedom has not just been a summer blockbuster. It's not just a movie about a very important subject that we need to talk about more, but it has also been the scrutiny of the media. And yet again, here they are, obscuring reality for us with this headline. Quote, Sound of Freedom funder Fabian Marta arrested for child kidnapping. Now, of course, we all know the implication here. It's that Angel Studios is allowing people to fund this film that actually traffic children themselves. And what's really going on with this movie? Isn't this just a disgusting campaign to continually attack this movie, and for odd reasons? It's very interesting to me that I have never seen a movie quite attacked like this in the media before. And it can't help but disorient you a little bit and make you question as to why this is happening. Is it possible that perhaps there are pedophiles in the media who want to change what sexual mores look like, and that's why they're attacking this film? I know a few other excuses for why the film critics want to consistently attack Jim Caviezel as a QAnon-adjacent individual, and the person that the story is actually about, Tim Ballard, and call him somebody who obfuscates the real story and doesn't really hold his OUR, or the Operation Underground Railroad, with the greatest of stewardship. And there have been endless attacks about this movie, and all character attacks, rather than actually talking about the movie itself and the story found in the movie. Why the endless attack? In other words, it makes one wonder. But the dishonesty doesn't stop there. The implication that this is one of the funders of the film is technically true, but not really. This was a crowd-funded film, and this man gave something like $501, and he's credited in the film because he gave that amount of money. So the fact that, yes, Angel Studios took a $500 donation from an independent citizen means absolutely nothing. But the dishonesty doesn't stop there either. Because if you want to go just a little bit further, let's go into the article, and I'll tell you about this man, Fabian Marta, and what he's actually accused of. Going further in this Newsweek article, it says, one of thousands of patrons of the crowdfunded anti-child trafficking film Sound of Freedom was recently arrested and charged for child kidnapping, according to a court filing and social media post. Fabian Marta was charged with felony child kidnapping in July, while since removed Facebook posts appear to show the same person revealing their pride in funding the film. Marta's name appears in the movie's credits among the investors who helped bring Sound of Freedom to theaters. His bail was set at $15,000, but he was released on personal recognizance following an initial appearance on July 24th. The nature of the incident the criminal case relates to is not clear. Well, I'm about to clear it up for you in just a second. Newsweek approached both Stephen Capizzi, the Missouri state attorney prosecuting the case, and Angel Studios via email for comment on Friday. Well, I approached Newsweek and asked them why they have a bunch of bozos working for them, because Deadline had a much different take on this story and actually provided some substantive narrative that helps us understand what's really going on here. And they said this, quote, there was a lot of noise surrounding the red state beloved 163 million grossing summer surprise hit Sound of Freedom. This morning, with Newsweek reporting that one of the PIC's 6,678 crowdfunders was arrested for child kidnapping by the St. Louis Metropolitan Police. Now, just to be clear, we're talking about one person who contributed an unidentified amount of money to the $5 million P&A crowdfunding campaign together by Angel Studios. The person charged, 51-year-old Fabian Marta of Chesterfield, Missouri, on July 23rd, was not a financer of the actual feature production. Important info. Deadline confirmed the arrest with St. Louis Metropolitan Police per case number 232. Note, child kidnapping and sex trafficking, the latter subject which Sound of Freedom focuses on, are two different types of crimes. Deadline reached out to the attorney of Marta, Scott Rosenblum, of Rosenblum, Schwartz, and Fry in St. Louis, who calls the criminal charges against his client unfounded. Now, here is why. Quote, "I don't understand how they're charging him with this," Rosenblum told Deadline. "He has nothing to do with the kidnapping of anyone. Marta is a landlord to a woman who was involved in a custody dispute with her aunt. Marta was allegedly providing living arrangements to said woman and her child, the former who was involved in rehabbing the rental property." Wait, what? So the guy is just the landlord to the person who is actually accused of kidnapping, and somehow Marta was accused of kidnapping? So you mean he actually didn't do anything? See, this is nothing less than a reminder to us that the unholy trinity of politicians creating hardships that the media has no intention of being honest about will then blame those hardships on the wrong person. That then creates an uninformed citizenry that is upset and disenfranchised and disillusioned, which seems to go back to benefit our political class, who oddly wants to come up with a solution for the problems that they caused. In other words, for our political class, chaos and misfortune and difficulty is an opportunity for them to implement more programs that will put more power in their hands. And as long as the media is running interference for them, we can expect that we will have an uninformed public that will continually point the finger at the wrong people because the media is leading them to do so. If there is a deep state, all conspiracy theories aside, it sure seems to be a political class in collaboration with our media to tell a narrative that do not represent the actual facts on the ground. And this, to say the least, is disorienting for people. But one can't help but realize that the reason the media lies is because it's effective. People will continue to listen to MSNBC, continue to listen to Reverend Al Sharpton, and believe that they're actually hearing a version of the truth simply because they have the veneer of trustability because they're on a major network. By now, I hope you understand. New media is the prerequisite of a person with a conscience. You cannot trust what these people are saying anymore. They don't trust you. They don't trust you to be able to parse information. That's why they have fact checkers, and that's why they constantly want to talk about misinformation, because they want to identify misinformation for you because they don't believe you can do it yourself. Now, the problem with that is that if they don't trust you, why should you trust them? And by now, I hope you know you shouldn't. And one last thing about this. I just think that people in the media who have proven time and time again that they have a double standard when it comes to Christianity absolutely are bigots, but they're just religious bigots. And of course, they're quick to call everybody else Islamophobic, homophobic, anti-Semitic, and whatever phobia you want to place upon people, claustrophobic, arachnophobic, and whatever, agoraphobic. They're quick to do that, but not quick to take responsibility for their own hatred toward Christianity. I don't want to suggest simply that there's a large group of pedophiles in the mainstream media. However, that certainly may be the truth. What's way more likely, though, is that there is a group of people who are dogmatic secular morons, frankly, and they consistently want to try to attack Christianity. So when they see a film that was funded by a bunch of Christians, they will do whatever they can to try to attack it because they absolutely hate Christianity. Now, if I were you, I would pay very close attention to that, even if you're not a Christian. I would pay very close attention to that because if they view Christianity as a threat, you should ask yourself why. And maybe it's because Christians, whether you trust their conclusions or not, at least claim to believe in objective truth and believe that the truth should win out at the end of the day. Now, a group of people who actually believe that the truth matters more than our feelings are people who are a benefit to society, especially when you find a group of people like those in the media who want to obfuscate and want to twist and distort the truth. So is it any wonder that when they find a community of people that represent the majority who want to tell the truth, at least as far as they can tell it, Is it any wonder that they want to marginalize and get rid of those people as quickly as they possibly can? They can't allow for a movie studio, in other words, to actually become a prominent force in the culture, because they know that as long as they control the media, they will control the hearts and minds of people. So you just got done watching a small excerpt of a much larger episode. You can find the link to that full episode down below in the description of this video. So you definitely want to check that out, because if you like that clip, you'll like the much larger episode. And while you're at it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and click that little bell to be notified when great new episodes of Indie Thinker come your way. Thanks for watching.